Wide shoes, basketball shoe news. Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing my first episode of basketball shoe news on the channel, and let's just get right into the news. Nike is officially relaunching the Kobe brand. The CEO of Nike came out and said that the Kobe 4, the Kobe 6, and the Kobe 8 are going to be protroed and released this summer and this fall. Additionally, the Kobe 9 and the Kobe 9 Elite are coming later next year. So we're going to be kind of dissecting the Kobe 8 Protro. Wear testers somehow got a pair of these in the all-white colorway that will be released on August 24th. In his video, he says that the carbon fiber plate is larger. I believe he also says that it is lighter. The changes to the carbon fiber are essentially, the carbon fiber is now a glass-based carbon fiber on the bottom of those Kobe 8s. It is lighter, and I think that he also mentions that it is more durable. In terms of the smaller changes to the shoe, there's a little bit of change on the bottom of the traction of the shoe. It's just on the outer edge. The scales are now thicker and in a slightly different configuration. The shoe seems to be made to be a little bit more stable, a little bit more rigid, and a little bit more longer lasting, which are all great counters to some of the caveats of the Kobe 8s. I don't know if you guys got a pair of those or ever played in them, but if you were lucky enough to, like I was, the shoes didn't have the most amazing stability, and they also wore out really fast. So these changes are going to be really good. Additionally, one of the most notable changes is going to be that the tongue on the Protro is significantly thicker. It's more of a traditional tongue. So on the older Kobe 8s or the non-Protroed version, that tongue was extremely thin and almost sharp. When I played on them, even though I was only 13 when these shoes came out, the shoe on some of the colorways would really cut into my ankle with the tongue. I think this is going to fix the problem. And also the biggest difference is going to be the change in the drop-in midsole. Nike is switching from Lunarlon to React for the Kobe 8s. The shoe is just going to feel thicker and more supportive. I am a little bit worried. I know a lot of people hate on Lunarlon because it bottoms out so fast, but me personally, I really like that setup. Also, there isn't a lot of changes. I know some people were hoping they would put a full-length Strobel unit in the shoe. That is not happening. But overall, these Kobe 8s seem pretty faithful to their original incarnation, so hopefully they'll be good performers on court. And now for lightning round of the colorway releases, we're going to be having the reverse Grinches released on December 16th. We're going to have the official all-white Kobe 8 releasing on August 24th. The Kobe 4 Black University Gold's coming December 26th. And for the Kobe 8 alternative colorways, Court Purple is coming February 8th, and Radiant Emerald is also coming February 8th. And there is also rumors of the Venice Beaches re-releasing, which is going to be an instant comp for me. All right, now let's move on to the second story of the day. We're going to be talking about the Booker 1s, or Devin Booker's first shoe with Nike. Now, these are all leaked photos of the Book 1s. They look very high off the ground. They do look a bit clunky, and they are super flat, but there is no leaked tech specs yet. And also, Devin Booker really likes wearing the Kobe 4s, so I'm really hoping Nike will make his shoe feel something similar or have some familiarity with a Kobe feeling shoe. Also, another basketball shoe reviewer, Tommy Liu, I'll have his link in the description below, made a really good observation saying that these shoes look a lot like the Kobe AD mids. I never played in those shoes, so I can't really say if that's a good or a bad thing, but we're just going to have to be patient on the tech specs and the pricing of the shoe to really make a deduction on how well they may perform. Also, there is an orange pair of shoes that look very similar to the Book 1s. When I first saw these photos, I thought it was just a different colorway, but these orange shoes are not the Devin Booker ones. They are the Nike Craftsmans that should be releasing around the same time as the Book 1s. Now, I'm a little bit curious to see if Nike is making a teardown model of his shoe, kind of like how LeBron has the LeBron 20s and the LeBron Next Gens. Or the Witness 7s. I am curious to see if Booker will become a flagship model of the Kobe line, and we're just going to have to wait and see to get more information about this story, but it is interesting, and I will definitely be reviewing these shoes when they come out. All right, so moving into our third story of today, I'm going to have the photo up on the left here, but Nike is releasing the Nike GT Hustle 2. This is actually the second iteration of the Nike GT Run. They changed the name. I do think the name change is going to be very good for clarification's sake, because having the Nike GT Run was a little bit confusing for me. I just had to double check to make sure it was a basketball shoe when it came out. Also, you can see the specs here in this photo, and it is a little bit weird that the traction isn't maximized on all the shoes. Maybe they mean durability. The GT Hustle is supposed to be a little bit lower to the ground, but it looks pretty clunky. I don't know if it will be super flexible. I don't really have a lot of information, unfortunately, about the tech specs, and the responsiveness is less than the GT Jump 2. So that's going to be a little bit weird of a shoe. I will be reviewing it, so we'll see. But yeah, it looks like this is kind of Nike's new approach to the Hyper Dunks. I do like the idea of having 3 different models for maybe 3 different play styles. But yeah, there isn't much information on when the shoe's coming out. If you guys didn't know, the GT Jump 2 is out now on Nike. GT Cut 2 has been out for a while. But yeah, let me know what you think about this shoe down below. If you have any idea how it will perform, if you like the GT Run 1s, because I unfortunately did not get a pair of those. And yeah, that's about it for this story. All right, so moving on to our next story of today, we're going to be talking about the Zion 3s and how good these shoes may potentially be. Now, the Zion 3s look a lot more low cut and less clunky than the previous 2 models from Jordan brand. The shoe is going to have a really good cushioning setup. It's going to have a drop-in midsole with a Zoom Air unit in the forefoot and Formula 23 foam in the heel. I know a lot of basketball players did not like the Formula 23 foam that was in the most previous Jordan. However, the Luka 2s that I'm reviewing have a really nice and soft version of that Formula 23 foam. So hopefully Zion's shoe will have a little bit less stiff heel than what we got recently with those Jordans. But yeah, this shoe seems like it's going to be a really good performer on the traction end. It's herringbone traction. And I am a little bit worried about these shoes being so nice and being attached to Zion. I think Zion is a great player, but he just hasn't been healthy in so long. And I'm worried that the shoe sales may underperform, and that might lead Jordan to not wanting to make this cushioning setup, because on paper, if this shoe is executed well, it's going to be really, really good. So let's just hope Zion can stay healthy, and let's hope that this shoe is executed really well, because it's definitely on my radar. And I think it's going to be a beast potentially. So I guess we'll know in September if Zion's shoe's good. All right, so moving into our next story, we're going to be talking about the Sabrina 1s, which will be releasing August 3rd. They'll also be coming in at $125. Now, I'm personally very excited for these shoes. And the reason why we're talking about them is because the Sabrina 1 designer is actually Kyrie Irving's old shoe designer. And if you look at the Foot Doctor Zach shoe review, I'll have a link to his video down below. You can actually see that midfoot shank is the same as it is in the Kyrie's, as well as the forefoot cushioning. There's a super small and low to the ground air zoom unit in the shoe. So essentially the Sabrina 1s looks like a pretty good replacement for the Kyrie's. I'm really excited to have a Kyrie replacement because I could never fit into any of Kyrie's shoes. And it looks like the Sabrina 1s will be a lot more friendly to wide footers. For those of you who are looking for a Kyrie replacement, the Sabrina 1s are going to be pretty good. And these shoes look really great on foot. They remind me of the Kobe 6s. And we're definitely going to be copying a pair for a review. And that's all. All right, for our sixth story of today, we're going to be talking about the KD16s and how they may actually be a downgrade from the KD15s. So in the KD16s, there is no full-length Strobel unit, which I was really kind of mad to hear because that's my favorite cushioning by far. But instead of having a full-length Strobel unit, it's just Strobel in the heel, and in the forefoot there is a very big Zoom Air unit, which apparently has pretty big volume. So the cushioning should still be really good. It's just not going to be the same as the 15s, which is something I really liked. Overall, the shoe looks pretty similar though in every other aspect to the 15s. I do think there may be a little bit better lockdown, and I'm hoping they'll fix a lot of the heel slippage issues, but I don't really have any info on the release date, unfortunately. I have seen so many players wearing these shoes, or at least I have seen KD wearing these shoes for so long. Kind of annoys me that Nike just continues to put all their shoes out in August, or right now there's like 5 shoes coming out in the next month or two, and it makes it really hard for me to review all of them. I wish they would space them out, or I wish we got the KD16s a month or two ago, because it seems like the shoe's already done and made, so we're just waiting for people to be able to do reviews on them, and that's about it. It's basically just a concern about the cushioning, and there's nothing really else to note about the shoe. But I thought that was worth mentioning because I really like the KD15s, and it may be worth picking up those as we're not going to be able to buy them again in the future. So if you really, really like those shoes, you may want to get one more pair just to have for time's sake. All right, and now we're going to end on a lightning round of release dates, starting with the Air Jordan 38. The release date of these is going to be August 18th, and they're going to unfortunately be $200. The Zoom Freak 5, which already has been shown on Nike.com, you should turn notifications on if you want the shoe, is going to come out July 27th, and it looks to be $130 or $140 for the XDR version. Also, the KD16, I actually do have an update for that. That apparently is coming out August 12th. And there is also a Way of Wade 3 and Way of Wade 3 Ultra that has been announced with no release date yet. And the LeBron Witness 8s has also been announced or leaked, and there's no release date for those yet. So keep those shoes on your radar. For the shoes that do have the dates, make sure that you write that down somewhere so you can budget, because if you want the Jordan 38s, $200 is quite the hefty price tag. But you know, it looks like this Jordan is going to actually be a lot better than the 37s. I personally really just did not like the 37s, and hopefully the Zoom Freak 5s are better than the Zoom Freak 4s, because I did not like those. And yeah, we'll just see, and keep those shoes on your radar. And thanks for watching my video, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and this is WideShoes signing out.